In previous surges, the governor, me, was empowered to act, to do what is necessary to stop the spike. Now, that burden will fall in large part on the General Assembly.
Kentucky lawmakers are headed back to Frankfort today for a special session called on by the governor over the weekend. With rising COVID cases and limited powers on his end, Governor Beshear says it's now up to the General Assembly to make these life and death decisions. So, Brooke, we talked to lawmakers on both sides of the aisle. What kind of chance do these things that Beshear wants stand?
There are three priorities, Rob, that we're going to be looking at starting today with our legislature, and Governor Beshear has asked that they first extend that state of emergency until January 15th. He also wants schools to have more of a COVID response from the local level, more powers there in the decision-making process. And he also wants that mask mandate to be statewide again for at least indoors. But again, that power lies with the General Assembly, and that's something they're a bit iffy on when you talk to a number of our state lawmakers. So going back to why this is all happening, it came from decisions right now from August 21st, a ruling where the Kentucky Supreme Court unanimously decided that the Republican-backed laws weakening the governor's powers would stand. Instead, it puts the responsibility on the emergency powers with lawmakers. And when it comes to sending kids home for NTI, with all the school closures we've had, there would be more agreement, we've heard, in distributing that decision-making power to the local governments and school districts.
You don't want to create a situation where you shut down everything when it's not called for. A particular building could be doing excellent and have everything under control, and another one could be a dangerous situation for children. So there's going to have to be some built-in flexibility at the local level, either at the school board and or at least have the ability to make choices based upon the science.
JCPS Superintendent Dr. Marty Polio says he's been in conversations with the governor. He'd also like to see more flexibility in shutting down schools instead of making that a district-wide decision, to be able to instead close a few schools in need of NTI while the other 150 remain open. He'd also like to see more retired teachers come out of retirement with full benefits, which he says would fill those vacancies overnight. That special session begins at 10 o'clock this morning in Frankfort. We'll be there throughout the day bringing you that coverage. Again, as we mentioned, that mask mandate, something the governor wants, is going to be a topic of discussion, and we'll dive more into that and the possibilities there in the next half hour. Rob.